Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. I have got a wonderful best of three for you as I'm fixing my little... Oop, there we go. That was just bothering me. Welcome back. Why is it WT? Oh, I think someone got targeted banned. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. We currently have a Division A matchup between the members of Virtual Murky Slayers and ReGen Retro. And if you're sitting at home and you're like, I need to know how we got to Volsky, it's okay. I got you covered. Don't you worry. Don't you fret. Don't you fear. The home team this evening will be the members of Virtual Murky Slayers. They won the coin flip, not like Kaimo Tripson does, opting for first pick priority, banning out Tomb Spider Queen and Cursed Hollow. Battlefield of Eternity and Braxis Holdout were banned out by the members of ReGen Retro, and they will be choosing to take us to Volskaya Foundry for game number 1. Let's go ahead and get back into our draft and see what unfolds here. Samuro, Ariel going to be banned out on the left-hand side, so they're going to be getting rid of... That's definitely a target with the Samuro, but Ariel has been making waves lately because of the changes that she had to Resurrection. That change now is massively impactful in a lot of team fights, and also just to be able to self-res brings a healer into a clutch moment back into the friendly team. Deathwing and Zarya will be removed here, so just getting rid of that Zarya potential power that she can offer to a friendly team. She's got great poke. The shielding is really, really good as well. And then her actual team fight and also her zoning potential post 10 with Graviton Surge or even Explosion Zone. I said that backwards, but either way, those are really, really good tools as well for post 10. So I like the bans so far coming out on both sides. First pick wise, though, we could be seeing something like a Johanna. She's really, really strong as an anchor, but it's going to be a Sylvanas. There's a lot of first options that work really well. Ana, Johanna, Garrosh, a lot of them are high priority, something like a Sylvanas as well. And I like this quite a bit. Her push potential is very strong for a team. Locking down those towers is then you have the Trigla Protector coming in a little bit more aggressive as well with that. Or even just putting her, I mean, you don't typically want to throw Sylvanas in there because she can lock down the towers and aid your siege, but even then, if she is a little bit low, just throw her in there. She still is pretty useful there. But there's the Johanna, as I was talking about beforehand, with a Hanzo on the right-hand side as well. Good poke potential, good setup with the not Wailing Arrow, the Dragon Arrow. I always get them backwards, but the Dragon Arrow is going to be a good AoE stun. They could actually go into they could go into Dragon Strike, I think is the one. I always flip them, and I think they should be renamed either way. This will be the Hanzo for an AoE. They could look for an Leorc later on in the draft, but that will be Diablo Malfurion. I like this a lot from Virtual Murky Slayers. Like, that's really, really good. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. I had a wonderful New Year. Evelyn is that one champion in that one butt game. So many hexagons? Because it's the best map in the game. Oh, of course, yes, of course. Vala will be the ban here, as they do need some sort of damage to pair into the Sylvanas. I actually might have even leaned into a Greymane a little bit more, but they might be trying to go for that themselves. Greymane overall just works with a lot of teams. He's able to siege, he's able to solo camps, as well as team fight fairly effectively. Trying to look at here. Okay, I was like, you're either going to ban out something to pair into the Johanna to Hanzo, or you ban out a support, and they're going to get rid of the Anduin. And I want to deal with the follow-up Chastise from him. Leap of Faith is quite annoying, especially if someone like a Diablo has ripped a Hanzo out of position and used the Overpower and Shadow Charge to force them away from the friendly team. But there's the Greymane, as I was talking about before. I think this Greymane's actually really, really strong for the members of ReGen Retro. The Greymane... It's such a useful tool, so I'm glad they went with that right there. And then a Decker Kane. Not a hero we see too often, but really, I keep talking about essentially synergies, and this is what they're pairing really well together. You have Blessed Shield from Johanna, you've got a Dragon Arrow from Hanzo. Greymane is shredding through the enemy team during all of this, and Decker Kane also has some great, you have Stay a While and Listen for follow-up or even setup. You have the Scroll of Sealing to be able to lock them down further after the Blessed Shield or even the Arrow from Hanzo. But I love this. They're going to go ahead and pick themselves up a Chen. Now, this is 100%. This is a Wandering Keg game, right? We wander and keg these. Because if you have a team that's going to step up onto you and lock you down, the best thing to do when something's going to step up onto you is to push them away. So why not go wander and keg and just be the best boy ever? We'll see what happens with that one. It's probably going to be Storm, Earth, and Fire as always, and I'll be disappointed. But last pick coming out, they're going to need a solo lane. It's going to be Malthael into that Chen. I think this is actually a pretty good pickup. They might have been considering the Misha Rexar, because that does harass the Chen pretty effectively as well, and it's really, really strong on a map like this to be able to get the split siege as well as just the poke onto the onto the control point as well. But overall, draft number 1, looking at the two teams, you know, names aside, games aside, any of that, just purely based on draft on the map, I lean towards the members of ReGen Retro here. That's in my opinion, I think their team synergizes really, really well. The Li Ming Diablo, I think that's going to be a big factor for them. The Chen is going to be able to dive in with the Diablo, and Sylvanas' supplemental damage is going to be a big factor. But I think Li Ming getting the resets will be the name of the game for her, as Bandit is very, very sleepy today. He's still a little poop from all the partying he did. I told you, like, there were 4 dogs at that New Year's Eve party. He was having a blast. There's 2 puppies, and well, it was him as the 4th, but there was 2 puppies and then the neighbor's dog itself, so he kind of knew all of them. It was a blast for him. Romedy coming out with the Veggies Diablo GG already. All right. All right. Well, oh, this is something I wanted to do. So while we're loading in, let me do this real quickly. Hopefully I can get it done in time. Let's do a poll. Who wins? This one and this one. There we go. Start a poll. All right, cool. Let's get into a game. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Virtual Murky Slayers. We're going to be eating Veggies on the Diablo. C. Brisket, that's a good name, is going to be on the Malfurion. David will be on the Sylvanas. We have Fake News Nate on the Li Ming, and we have a Brewer 2 going to be on the Chen. On the right-hand side, we got the members of ReGen Retro. We're going to be seeing Meliodas. Someone's a 7 Deadly Sins fan. On the Greymane, Aaron, I think it is going to be on the Malthael. Zammy will be on the Joanna. Deltron is going to be on the Deckard Cain, and we will be seeing Splash on the... I was gonna say the wrong hero, but on the Hanzo right there is we actually have a bottom lane push coming on in right now. They're trying to open this up, at least with the tower. That's why you also often do see that happen with Sylvanas compositions where they rotate down here. I was actually talking about that earlier during our little showcase matchup that we had, where there was a Sylvanas team, and I'm like, I'm surprised they're not rushing bottom, but that's typically what you expect. So they instead rushed mid and got... I mean, both teams decided to just kind of race it out, but either way, just getting that... getting those fort downs initially. There is one thing I really, really quickly want to change for stream. It's just so that we have our proper logos up. So we're going to leave it in mid, and I'm just going to fix this really, really quickly because I just want to at least give credit to the right league. Wrong one. There we go. Okay, cool. That way people know. When I do VODs and stuff, so it still says NGS. It's just it's always important, in my opinion, to give credit to the league that literally runs all this, and I just show up and go, yeah, I want to cast. We have the fortification camp going to be grabbed here on the right-hand side. This is actually, oops, I hit the wrong button. This is actually really, really good timing coming out from them. They could invade over into this camp if they really wanted to, and you're going to be seeing Splash has the Sonic Arrow out. Chen going to be kicking out as well to force them back. They're going to be trying to invade onto this. The channel goes through, but now they're going to say, maybe we get a Brewer 2 here. Maybe Brew is a little too far out as they try and kick to the far side. Malthael trying to get a little last bit of damage, but no 10 talents here, so there's no last rights to be utilized. As Malthael is going to be diving around, doesn't get picked off, but whew. A lot, like this Diablo, Veggie's taking so much damage initially, but they're all living through all this. No one's gone down just yet. E-Bagatron, how you doing, friend? Thanks for coming by. I hope you're having a wonderful night and a wonderful holiday season. You weren't the only one thinking that? Wait, what? Oh, I completely missed some in chat. Sorry about that. All right, well, Veggies is currently just holding top lane with 27 souls and rising. Biotic Commander will be picked up by the members of ReGen Retro. This is going to be an invade onto this camp right now. We have Deltron's vision, so we're seeing what they're seeing, and that's why, you know, the blue team's gonna pop or peek through the fog of war. There we go. Words are hard apparently tonight, but either way, just going to be top lane pressure coming on through. We got the camp on the right hand side going to be grabbed. We also have Malthael, should be fine in this bottom lane. I thought they might be in a bit of a rough spot, but I didn't see the minion wave there because Li Ming, I love the way they rotated through the wave itself, because Li Ming's damage would have been hitting onto the minions rather than them. So just holding those abilities from Li Ming was smart, but also it was a really good rotation from the Malthael. They also do have that on a pale horse for a faster movement speed, as this is going to be Meliodas able to get the roll disengage right there. That disengage for them was perfect, as they also didn't lose out an item. But Aaron is going to get kicked by a brew or two. I think they go down, and that will be first blood in favor for the members of Virtual Murky Slayers. And the literal... Oh my god, Nexus Gaming Series, thank you for the raid. Welcome, everyone, from Nexus Gaming Series. We are in game number 1 of our best of 3 series here. And, yeah, thank you for the raid. Thank you so much, Nexus Gaming Series. I hope you had a wonderful cast. Selexia probably killed it over there. I don't know who else was casting, but I know Selexia was, so I hope they were good games. And thank you for raiding once again. Thanks for bringing all the friends here. The Brewer Tour is in a bit of a rough spot, but they're going to be fine for now, able to rotate around. We currently have Sylvanas with the Unfurling Shadows at level 1 at 6 stacks, but they did go into Festering Wounds at level 7, which makes things a little bit easier stacking-wise for them. I was actually playing around over the weekend with one of my friends, and we were just kind of chatting, and I was just like, I'm going to play, we'll play some AI games, we're going to go through the event and just like chat, but I also want to just like mess around with like different builds on different heroes, so I was messing around with her, and once you get Festering Wounds, that really helps you amplify the stacks that you can get, because you're able to mark so many members with the enemy members with that Howling, or the Banshee Wave. Banshee Wave? I always get the Haunting Wave. Always mess it up. Anyways, still, we'll see how that stacking works out as the game is going on further, but Seabrisket is going to be stepping up into this enemy team, taking quite a bit of damage. Meliodas is doing their best just to swipe and get damage into the enemy team. They're whittled down as Hanzo does find a kill onto the Li Ming right there, and that was what I was talking about with at least whittling down. Like, this Hanzo is going to be clutch for them as Diablo will be going down. No souls to reset. Meliodas very low, but they're getting a decent amount of healing. Ends up getting picked off by David, who does make the aggressive rotation out. Chen does get picked off. It's an absolute bloodbath back and forth. 2 to 3 in kills overall in our game, but Channel does go over to the side of ReGen Retro, 99%, but no Triglaw Protector for the members of Virtual Murky Slayers. As we are in 8 talent tiers, we can go ahead and cycle through some of the other numbers, get an idea of what those look like. Twas me and Selexia casting NGS. Oh, wonderful! I'm glad. I hope you guys had a wonderful cast, Murda. Thank you again for the raid. Thanks for bringing all the friends over here. Ooh, Diablo solo lane OP. I will gift a sub for every map Virtual Murky Slayers wins tonight. Well, let's hope we go to a game 3. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, that's 2 regardless, but still. Thank you for that, eBagatron. I appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the stream, and thank you for supporting Bandit. 9 to 10 in talents as Decker Kane's gonna get shredded right there. That's a reset for Li Ming, and I think they're gonna be able to reset this point, and that's going to be going over to them as well. First Triglaw Protector to our blue team. Virtual Murky Slayers looking to close this experience gap as well as find themselves a little extra siege in here. Now, I'm assuming this will be the standard kind of rotation with the Triglaw Protector. They're going to go for the front gate and mid lane a little bit here, and then they're going to be going into the top lane to get the well removed there. We also did have David utilizing the Banshee Queen Curse, or her black arrows. I think that's actually it. Being able to lock down the towers with her trait right there as the Triglaw Protector opens up top lane a little bit further. I think there was a little bit of a soft push beforehand, but this Triglaw Protector was 64% and falling. We'll be able to get that well, and the reason I harp on this now, and I always like to bring this up, is because well is so impactful for the top lane control point B phase. If you're able to remove that well, you're able to then mitigate the lane sustain from the enemy team, and so this top lane fight, you can drag it on a long time because you still have your lane sustained there. They have to rotate either into mid, or they have to rotate all the way back to their keep or to the Hall of Storms. So it's just little things like that really change how games are played, and that's why you often see a lot of players go for that exact rotation as I described. The mid lane front gate, that way you're able to potentially push in through further as the game progresses, or even with control point B Triglav. But the top lane front gate, or at least the well, is the most important thing. And the other thing too to note is if you are playing with a Triglav Protector, and you're pushing in top lane, bring it to this top corner over here. You have a way to disengage around these 2 areas, but you can also take out the front wall and then step up onto the well itself while only taking damage or shots from one of the towers, because you know this tower won't be able to get you in range. Either way, enough lecturing right there on common things. We'll go ahead and get back into our engagements that are taking place in mid lane. This is full 5v5 with 10 talent tiers on both sides, but no one going to be going into that engagement. As noted in draft, as much as I wanted Wandering Keg, we're going to be seeing Storm Within Fire from the Chen. Wave of Force for the Li Ming, which I actually really like to disrupt some of these members who may be trying to lock them down and step up. So if someone steps up, you can wave of Force them away, or if you're chasing someone, you can push them towards you. So you have a lot more control, and we'll see how Fake News Nate does with that. But this is going to be a lot of damage stepped up onto them. They're going to blink towards the Diablo. Nice use of the Lightning Breath. Curse bullet comes out, but we also had a huge Dragon Arrow from Hanzo. There was a stay while and listen attempted, but it's going to be on a 10-second cooldown as Malfurion does go down. Shadow Charge from Veggies into the wall. Meliodas is going to get picked off right there. And it's going to be 2 for 2. A really good back and forth. Diablo is full on souls. And we're looking at 67 stacks on the Unfurling Shadows from the Sylvanas. And that's what I was talking about with the 7 talent here with the Festering Wounds on the Haunting Wave. That really, really helped them out a ton. But now David is trying to chase it onto Splash, and Veggies was looking to help out. Unfortunately, not going to be able to step up quick enough. Also to note, the Hanzo did go into the target practice at level 1. They're at 4 out of the 5 stacks on that one. Probably missing shots on... I would assume Chen, because they've probably been the furthest away from them consistently. Stay a while and listens here, but where's the follow-up? That's a bit of an odd one. Because I know Joanna was coming in, she just got Blessed Shield off cooldown. Either way, we'll see if that actually gets ripped right here, as that's going to be Fake News Nate very low, does get picked off. Veggies is going to be low as well. Scatter Arrow coming out. Hanzo trying to snipe them, does find the Diablo kill. That's going to be Souls Reset. They're going to be spawning in the next second right there, and you can see them on the minimap, but they are a lot weaker now because they don't have those souls to help them heal up. And they're going to take advantage of this and open up through mid lane a little bit further. I didn't look and see when the Trigger Protector went down, but I believe we're not too far off from potentially getting another Trigger Protector. There we go. We have 30 seconds called on that. Jazzy, thank you so much for the 5 months of support. Thank you for the tier 1 subscription. I really, really appreciate you supporting the stream, and thanks for coming by. I hope you had a wonderful New Year. I don't know, because no, for some reason I was just like, I know you're Canadian. But no, New Year's is New Year's. It's Thanksgiving that I was just like, wait, no, they have different holidays. It's just Thanksgiving. You guys still do regular Christmas and regular New Year's. I don't think you do anything different, right?
It's done.
It's Black Arrows, thank you. I said Banshee Queen Curse, and I was like, that's not right. That doesn't even sound right from my own mouth. Yeah, Black Arrows. And then, of course, the moment I say something else, I always doubt myself. But Malthael gets picked off right there in mid lane. Diablo also wanted to be near that because if there is a death near them, they also do get a decent amount of souls when a hero dies around them. So it's 10 souls from that one, from just a heroic kill, and I believe it's just 1 from the minion waves. But they also have some other abilities to give them some extra souls to just get that that stack to, excuse me, a little bit faster for themselves. Oh my god, that Ken Hello is adorable, Jinxie. Okay, yeah. Like I said it, and I was just like, wait a minute, Bahamut, come on now. Yeah, no, it's just Thanksgiving that you guys have differently than us. Which even then, I think your Thanksgiving's like a week or 2 before ours. It's like mid-November rather than the end of November or something. 14 to 15 in levels. We are going to be seeing 16 talent here rounding the corner in favor for the members of ReGen Retro in just a second. This is going to be Chen just taking a drink on the point. It's perfect that also a brewer 2 is playing Chen and just taking drinks. Just very nice name to character synergies. Camp and top lane is going to be coming through as well. Sylvanas did go into Mercenary Queen, that's why you see that gold halo around them, but that's not what we need to worry about. That's going to be Hanzo Arrow narrowly missing a couple members, as that will also be Diablo charging in. Huge curse bullet coming out as well. Veggie's trying to jump in the Trigger Protector. We'll be able to get there in time. That's going to be the Stay While and Listen not connecting onto anyone. It was a second or 2 late just before they jumped in there, and actually Joanna being able to make it out alive. That was really, really risky for a second, and Fake News Nate is going to be able to get back right there. But Trigger Protector going to be losing around 30% before actually stepping up to the fort. Same thing, you know, typically what you can expect from Trigger Protector's control point B are about 3 things. You can either see the top lane fort goes down, and then that's usually, sometimes that's about it, or they go for top lane fort, and then they go for top lane keep. They can go top lane fort, mid lane fort, or they go top lane fort, and then they just jump into bottom lane and try and open this up for control point C. I mean, there's more than 3, but that's, I would say, like the average 3 that I do see coming out from a lot of these players. Mid-October? Oh, wait, really? It's mid-October? Oh, wow. I said November, and I was like, wait, is it October? But I was like, no, like it's after Halloween. No, you're now that I say that, yeah, you're right. Like civilized people like to. God dang it, Zell. 15 to 16 in the levels. They're trying to force this right now. I would actually say this Trigger Protector did not get a whole lot of value. I mean, they got the front gate and bottom. They got half the health on this fort and top, maybe not even that. And good defense coming out from the members of ReGen Retro, but it's not over just yet. Control point C is what often ends games, but this is a huge invade coming out from Veggies. They won't get the camp. on the side of Virtual Murky Slayers, but they're going to be trying to get more than that with the Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas. Malthael currently in the backline will find the Lacerates onto Malfurion, or excuse me, Malthael killing Malfurion with the Lacerates. I think I did say it right. We do also see that Greymane does get Shadow Charged on and goes down. Diablo did finish out Souls, but they're going to go down and instantly reset those. Shield Glare, Zammy tried to make it out of here, but Chen's kicking out. They do have that stagger damage. Unfortunately, Hanzo's going to find the last little bit of damage onto... Actually, was Greymane somehow? Wait, what? Somehow Greymane got thick? I don't know. Good bot, yeah. Amazing cleanse by Malf. There's there to abut them to dodge that butt row. Exactly. Just perfectly done butt spot. Abura 2 and Veggies are going to be in this bottom lane currently, and I don't think they're going to be able to... Abura 2 might be able to drink through the pain here. I mean, they're going to take some damage over time, but I think, yeah, they're going to take down this fort. So a lot more value from that Trickle Protector than I was kind of showcasing. The other thing that we can showcase are some of these other numbers. We haven't looked at them in quite some time, so get an idea of what the damage, experience, healing, and as well as siege. I usually say 3 things, and when I went for a 4th, I was confused by my own self. But yeah, right, we'll look at some of the stats right now as we are going to be getting a little bit of a passive play from both sides. This is kind of the reset moment for both teams where they're just looking to grab some camps and start putting more pressure on the map. But actually, no, they're going to go in for invades instead. They're not even going to be letting either team have kind of a lull here. I was expecting them to maybe grab their own fortification camp on the left as well as grabbing the siege camp on the side of Virtual Murky Slayers, but they were going for the invade here, and I like the aggression coming out. They're not letting off the gas. They are down about a half a level, but they're just not allowing ReGen Retro to really skyrocket beyond their own level range. We actually did see earlier that I think ReGen Retro was in talent tier advantage during the Triglav Protector phase, and I think that might have been why they were mitigated so well, or not mitigated, but defended against so well is because of the fact that they just didn't have that 16. They didn't want to fight without it, even with a Triglav Protector. But that's going to be Wailing Arrow coming out from Sylvanas, takes out a sidewall. That's going to be Zammy Bars getting, oh, that's a very good wave of force to keep them in there. And they just go for the 360 Lightning Breath scoped, and they find the kill onto the Joanna. That's 50 seconds onto them as we are pretty late into our experience, as well as we're about 16 minutes into the game. So those death timers have really scaled up, and this will be Biotic Emitter picked up by the members of Virtual Murky Slayers, and they'll clear out the top lane, and I think they're going to be looking to push this up a little bit further as well. Something that I want to point out here is that we have 121 stacks on this Sylvanas for Unfurling Shadows. And if we were to compare that early in the game when they were at level 7 and they only had like some 10 stacks, like it really, really shows. Like I kept saying, like I kept harping on how much value Festering Wounds is going to be bringing for the Sylvanas, and I think this is a really, really good showcase of how much you can just get from that initial application, even from enemy members that are grouped up around these control points, that really you can apply that and really get a lot of value. But right now we do still have an experience advantage for the members of ReGen Retro, and they're going to be looking to get that 20 talent here and then maybe contest over control point C and get themselves their first Triglav Protector of the game. Because right now Virtual Murky Slayers, while it isn't massively in their favor, they only have 2 forts down. A Triglav Protector 17, 18 minutes in this game does hit pretty hard, and if it's on a keep front gate, they might be losing this in bottom lane, so they need to be a little aggressive with the small advantage they have. Seems like, though, they're going to be delaying a little too long. Li Ming is in top lane, so they know that if this is going to be a 4v5 in their favor. So let's see how this works out for them, as this will be 20 talent tier up. Diablo going to be getting hit with the Blessed Shield. Last Right's going to be going onto them, and that's the Stale While and Listen coming out as well. Looks like they connected onto one. Sylvanas taking a lot of damage. Hanzo throws out an arrow as well. I think that actually connected onto Li Ming, and this is still Malthael on this Li Ming. Unfortunately, now Last Right's up and available for the next 40 seconds for them, but still, found a lot of good damage and 2 kills for themselves, and no reset for Diablo as they only have 54 stacks on the Black Soulstone baseline. Decker King going to be setting up a bunch of potions for the friendly team if they need to cycle in for them. While that's happening, Malthael going to be pushing out bottom, or excuse me, pushing out top. This is, ooh, oh wait, did they steal? Yeah, they stole it. Zammy Bars and Meliodas had they already had fortification camp, so they couldn't actually pick up another one, but Meliodas is gonna jump back. Zammy Bars with the sliver of health. They did have the unstop. Why would they? What? Why did they turn around? Oh well, this is going to be 2 members going down on the side of ReGen Retro. That was just perplexing to me. 71 to 44 when it comes to our percentage on this control point. Li Ming and Malfear going to be rotating into bottom lane. That was just, sorry, like I hate to harp on that, but that was really confusing from the Joanna because she made it out alive with the Indestructible and it wasn't going to be up for another 2 minutes. And I just didn't understand why they turned around like that. And that was an odd one for me. So I'm just skimming through chat. Okay, yeah, chat's now seeing it too. A Killer 2, that's actually really, really good. A Brewer 2 needs to change their name, or at least, I don't know. Maybe they don't need to change it, but still, just a Killer 2, it's clever. It's very clever, you Bagatron. I like that. Can't be that far out with Ming showing in the top 2. Yes. Chen carry. I gotta say, this Chen's setting up a lot, but that's a lot of damage going out onto the Sylvana. She gets picked off first right there. Triglav Protector does have the Malfurion inside, but that's a Malfurion inside of a Triglav Protector. Hellgate gonna be used by Veggies, trying to get a connection onto one, gets into the Triglav Protector. That will be Malfurion getting out of it this time, so they're just gonna try and walk this away. They need the Malfurion out of this for one, the roots as you just saw, as well as the silence that they just pulled out and the healing for just some friendly members. They end up getting picked off, and this is only Diablo in the Triglav Protector, so they don't have the gunner value coming into this. A Brewer 2 trying their best, just, oh no! The Condemn from Joanna is going to be enough to interrupt the Storm Within Fire, and Meliodas is going to be able to hearth out with some 100 health. Hanzo currently being chased by Fake News Nate, but they end up taking an arrow to the knee, and they're going to take a bit of a nap for a while. Triglav Protector, it's just Diablo with 65 souls, and this is a rough go for a Control Point C Triglav Protector. Click-through minimap is not disabled? Oh my god. If it was that, I would be raging if I was that Joanna. Like if that's what happened to me, if I forgot to shut off that and I went to and I clicked through it, oh, because that's the one thing, like I turn that off on mine because I can't stand using the minimap to do that. To like actually like send my hero on like I have to click through minimap because I screw myself up all the time. That's good, Bahamut, good one. Alrighty, we have this mid lane coming on through, and they're gonna be trying to open this up a little bit further. They could actually they got like 13 seconds on Li Ming. They could try and push up a little bit further, but I think they're gonna rotate and go ahead and get themselves a little bit extra camp pressure. Now the Triglav Protector went down I think about 30 seconds ago, so we're looking at like a 23 minute Triglav Protector for Control Point A, our fourth one of the game. Now I said that typically Control Point C ends. This fourth one really like we're getting into that range where like it's pretty much who wins the next one can end the game, because usually when you win these you also get a big team fight and that ends up having 60-second death timers on the enemy side, and you can rush it down through either bottom or mid depending on what team you are. Li Ming did go for the upgrade of Wave of Force at level 20, but that's going to be an overpower from the Diablo. Hellgate was going to be there as well. Malthael, the first one to go down. No lacerates was triggered from them. Sylvana's going to be picked off, so it's a 1-for-1 thus far. Stay a while and listen going to be coming out as well from the Deckard Cain. Veggie's going to be a little bit low right there as they're trying to retarget onto Diablo. 96 souls on them, so they're trying to get that last little bit. They do get the kill onto Greymane, which pushes them above the souls they need, so they're going to be able to get that insta-revive. Plus, they also get a lot more healing value from this as well. Lacerates disconnect onto them. They're going to try and drink through the pain. They managed to do so. Ooh. TOS, yeah. The blight of casting is just sometimes your brain wants to say something else, and well, it doesn't really work out right there. As Zami is going to be utilizing the indestructible right there. 60 some health. Aaron is going to be able to get away as well, and we are going to be seeing top lane camp pushing in a little bit with a catapult, and they're going to back off because they need to make sure that they manage the mid lane. Huh. I don't know where my mind's at. But it's a good Pixie song. Sylvanas will clear out the mid lane. We have the Malthael and friends clearing out this camp, or at least grabbing this camp for top lane pressure. And I was really wrong on my timings. I did not look at that correctly, so we're probably looking at a 23 minute. I was thinking it was going to be like 22 and a half. Hanzo with an arrow, locks down 2, Blessed Shield to follow up. Condemn going to be, wow, they are just focusing down this Malfurion. Hellgate was used by Veggies, but that's going to be Malfield chasing in further. They don't have the last rights for the next 40 seconds. Don't even need it. A Stale While Listen comes out as well. David trying to jump into this backline, trying to get some damage out. Wailing Arrow comes out onto Malfield as well, just in case there is a last rights. They don't get that off because it was down for the next 30 seconds. Hanzo finding another pick as well. And what seemed like an amazing, what seemed like it was going to start turning around, didn't whatsoever. And ReGen Retro, only losing their Malthael, is going to be able to push in through mid lane. Chen going to be kicking out. It's Chen and Diablo, and Diablo has no souls. Bottom lane keep went down, by the way, too. It's Loot Thursday. You're fine. That's true, Sarah. It is Loot Thursday. It is Loot Thursday, as we discovered on Totski's stream. Which, by the way, if you're not watching Totski, you're missing out, so do yourself the favor. Lightning Breath going to be coming out onto a couple members. They didn't go for the Hellstorm, because they obviously have the Hell Gate at level 20, which is the blink for them. This is a lot of damage from the Storm Within Fires. They're also going to be getting locked down from the Decker King with the Scroll Ceiling, just throwing potions back. But Control Point is up and available, and this will be Greymane sitting on the point. While they wait for a couple members to get back, they're going to grab a camp and push out top lane. Diablo, once again, looking to build up those souls as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, Catapults are on core. Joanna will be able to clear this out. They've got Greymane on the point. Hanzo's going to be grabbing the camp. But this is Hanzo grabbing the camp all alone. Fire Stomp comes out and they know. They might invade onto this if they can make the rotation quick enough. Diablo initiates. That's going to be Brewer kicking in. The Stale Wild Listen comes out from the Decker Cane as the Biotic Emitter was immediately used. Wailing Arrow comes out, I think, as well. Deltron taking a lot of damage, ends up getting picked off, so it's a 1-for-1 thus far. Chen gets picked up as well. Huge silence out from Malfurion as well. Zammy trying to get out of here with a little bit of health. Fake News Nate was looking for another kill for a reset, but it's a 2-for-1 in favor of the members of ReGen Retro. As the mid lane keep is a little bit low, they've got... Oh, Zammy bars, you got a hearth right there. Woo! That's a risky spot to be in, but they won't even charge that up. They're just going to go ahead and grab themselves a fortification camp on the left, and same thing on the right. I'm back, and what did I miss? Boy stacking up. I feel like I see this on a lot of Greymanes. I was in the shower and all I hear is Lewd Totski stream. Exactly, Totski. No, I was just saying that we discovered today is Lewd Day on Totski stream. And I was also saying that if you enjoy watching Heroes of the Storm action, you should be watching Totski because you're missing out if you haven't. Calamity to the face. Li Ming is trying to just, it's the perfect way. It's just whittle them down. They're just trying to throw out a little bit of damage here and there. But this is Control Point A. The fourth time. The health bar, so typically like you can see like there's these little lines and there's like the thicker black lines. Those thicker black lines I believe are 500 health each time. No, it's 1,000 health, sorry. This Triglav Protector has so much health, it has 40,000 health that it doesn't even show it's just one solid red bar. That is how much health is on this Ding Dang Triglav Protector, as they are going to be looking to take down a keep and then maybe even end the game. Look at that, the Triglav Protector is like, you guys can keep fighting, I don't care, I'm gonna go hit the core. I currently do, how much does this do in auto? 631 in auto. That's a lot of damage from a big robot. As Meliodas is taking a lot of damage, has to roll away. Li Ming just wave of forces to the face. But this Triglav Protector looks like it's going to be taking down the core, and that will be game number 1 going over to the members of ReGen Retro. GG. Well played. It's not like it's bad, it's just ballsy. No, it is true. In an 18 to 24 game, yeah. But Greymane only died 5 times, you know? I was like, oh, you know what? They probably didn't die that many times. Like, I'll be able to make my point, and then I looked at their deaths and I'm like, well. But at the same time, like, look at this though. Like, they did die 5 times, but they did have quite a few stacks when we were looking at it. So absolutely. GG's indeed across the board. Jazzy, once again, thank you so much for the resubscription. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I will follow you to the end of the world. Subscribe.
Leon, not like this. Oh my god. Shocked that ReGen Retro turned it around. That was a wild game, I'll be honest. Murda and E Bragatron both saying Hanzo MVP. I mean, the numbers don't lie. Hanzo consistently was finding picks throughout that entire game. I'd say it was between Hanzo and Greymane, at least on the side of ReGen Retro. On the side of Virtual Murky Slayers, it was definitely Chen and David, or Aburatu and David. I think these two did a lot for them. Not to, like I don't want to discount anyone on this team because Li Ming did a heckin' lot of work. It's just that I think Li Ming got forced back a lot of times. A lot of times Li Ming was just kind of not mitigated, but just dealt with early. Like Malthael was on Li Ming constantly, and that I think Malthael did a great job of just forcing her back out of a lot of fights. It was a very good back and forth from both teams. I had an absolute blast with that one, but we are not done by any means, ladies and gentlemen. This is a best of 3 series. We could be seeing 2 more games. It was a close game. It could have gone either way, very back and forth. I agree, Jazzy. I agree. Apparently the Hanjo did work. Just a wee bit. Jinx, yeah. All right, let's update our team score, and let's go ahead and find out what we are getting for our next map. ReGen wanted a bio break, but that doesn't really matter because the other team is the one that actually needs to respond to me. NGS, where's Veggies? You're at the bottom. Veggies. I told you this. Veggies. Now I have to shame you on stream. If you're a captain or a co-captain or any sort of high position on your team, like an AC, associate captain, that's the word, have your in-game DMs open. That way I can find out if you want first pick or map pick. That's really about it. Okay. It just makes my life easier, that's all. All right. I'm voting for Virtual Murky Slayer so we can watch more games. I'm always okay with more games. They DM me and apologize, and I was just like, I had to shame you on stream. I'm sorry. All right, we have our map. Let me update my notebook. All right. Also, my blue pen finally died after a year and a half of casting with it. I used the same blue one of these precision pens, the V5s or whatever, and it literally exploded at the start of D&D, and I had ink all over my hand. I was like, I gotta go. All right, hold on. We gotta make a map really quickly, and I gotta update some stuff in the background as well. Bahamut, I'd let you slide in my DMs anytime. Don't tempt me with a good time, Zergy. Does that mean that there's only one guy who isn't a captain? Wait, so if there's a captain and co-captain, associate captain, yes. Yes, there's only one person that is not a captain. No, I couldn't think of what it is, but there's a C and an AC on the Discord server, so I wasn't sure. Sometimes only the captain has it. It's weird. The roles are weird. Zammy couldn't talk in the coin flip channel today. It was super odd. Sorry, I'm trying to update all this at the same time. Cool, we're all set. We're all good. Sounds like it's caster's choice, yeah. Like hugging the sun. Like hugging the butt. Exactly, Buttspot. Man, Buttspot on point tonight. What's everyone up to for the weekend? I don't plan to stream tomorrow. Tomorrow's my day to go out and do stuff and be a human being. I know I just had holiday stuff, but Usually we try and go out and like meet up at the bar and hang out with a group of friends. So I'll probably be doing that tomorrow. Saturday, it's up in the air. Don't know for certain what we're doing, but if it's a nice day, like I'm going to go snowboarding, but I know Stark wants to run a D&D session because Jinxie can't because I believe it's her sister's birthday and they're all going to Vegas. Sunday, I'll be taking off. Actually, you know what? I'm toying with the idea of doing replay day on Sunday, but we'll see. It just really depends on schedule and how busy I end up getting over the weekend. I do need to do some other work as well, but we'll see. So no promises in that one, but I'm toying with the idea of adding a day into my stream, and it just means that I'll then be streaming for like 5 days a week, and like it's not horrible, but it's also like it's kind of nice to do like Monday through Thursday and just like relax 3 days. Either way, thank you for being here. Thanks for supporting our Twitch partner Dream. And hopefully we'll find out some good news soon. Girls Gank Squad starts again tomorrow, so that'll be tomorrow, and Luigi's Mansion with Scott probably. Oh, hell yeah! If you're not following Jazzy, go follow her. Girls Gank Squad is a wonderful time. It's a bunch of great people. Hey, Bahama Gaming, first time viewer enjoying the cast and stream. Blue Goose, thanks for coming by, friend. I hope you're having fun. If you are new to the stream, welcome. Welcome. Thanks for stumbling upon. My name is Bahamut. I do a lot of casting of Heroes of the Storm. Typically, as I was just noting, Monday through Thursday is my normal casting and streaming times. I'm thinking about doing Sundays, but it's just, we're in snowboard season 2, so it's kind of hard to balance everything. I'll be playing more Jedi Fallen Over this weekend, so awesome. Oh yeah, Murda? How do you like that? I've heard like 50-50 on it. Okay, Splash said that and Sammy said it. That's the same team, okay. Going, good luck, have fun, spooky worm. All right, everyone, let's go ahead and get on into game number 2. Let's go ahead and find ourselves on.
You're mine now.
Welcome to Volskaya Foundry. My name is Bahamut. We are getting into game number 2 of our best of 3 series. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for hanging out. We'll see if we go to a game number 3. But right now, ReGen Retro trying to close it out in a 2-0 fashion, and Virtual Murky Slayers are going to be trying to take us to said game 3. We are on Sky Temple, and if you're sitting at home and you just stumbled upon this stream and you're like, wait, but how do we get to Sky Temple? It's okay. I got you covered. Don't worry, friends. The home team this evening is going to be the members of Virtual Murky Slayers. They won the coin flip, opting for first pick priority in game number 1. Tomb of the Spider Queen and Cursed Hollow were banned out by them. Battlefield of Eternity and Braxis Holdout were banned out by the members of ReGen Retro. Volskaya Foundry was the first map chosen by them and won by them. The members of Virtual Murky Slayers have the option for first pick or map pick priority as the losing team. They opted for first pick priority, so Sky Temple will be the map choice of ReGen Retro. Let's go ahead and get back into our draft. Let's find out what we get here on our map. Samuro and Deathwing going to be banned out, which makes a lot of sense. Do we see a Hanzo ban at any point? Because Hanzo was actually in the 1-2 slot for the members of ReGen Retro, and that was a really impactful hero for them. So I'm wondering. You mean Sky Temple? Did I say it backwards? Yeah. Dyslexic are people too. You know what's horrible is Langaria. I had no problem reading that. Yeah, I probably read my notebook backwards. Either way. Ken? Ken who? How you doing, Matt? Thanks for coming by. Ariel going to be banned out as well. So far we're seeing the same bans from game number 1. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Who was it? Deathwing and who else? I can't remember all of a sudden, which is bothering me, but either way, Sky Temple, I don't think, are they actually going to ban out the Sylvanas here? Matt, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that, bud. Glad you're enjoying the stream. If we go to a game 3, I'm going to need another glass of water, that's for sure. So Sylvanas having enough of an impact from that game to be banned out here. First pick coming through. Now, I want to point out, Veggie's played with the members of Ghillie Shark for a long time. So Veggie's played with Ghillie Sharks a bunch, and Ghillie Sharks were known for running Juice Pirates on like every single map. Even without like the core, like they were running like their own versions of Juice Pirates and it was working. And I'm wondering if Veggies is gonna bring that to the table here. I wonder if Veggies is gonna bring this like, oh, we get an Abathur and a Falstead, okay. This Abathur allows them to Juice Pirates more. Do we get it? It's my curse, yeah. It's a blessing and a curse. It's really, really, really fun to have dyslexia. Let me tell you what. especially when I'm trying to like, because like streaming and like any sort of pressure amplifies it. And so when I'm trying to like cast, read names, manage everything on the sides at the same time, like it kicks in here and there. So yeah, I don't think we're going to be getting a Juice Pirates whatsoever. But either way, we're going to be getting a Greymane Johanna, Rhaegar on the left-hand side with an Abathur and a Falstad. So they're going to be going for a lot of global soak, and they're going to be looking to mostly win through a lot of the experience in lanes. I don't think they're going to be looking too much for the team fight. Falstad's more poke-based. He does do a decent amount of damage, but at least with the composition they're putting together, it doesn't seem like it's too aggressive thus far. They've got this Greymane Johanna Rhaegar. They got a core composition. They need some supplemental damage. A Hanzo ban wouldn't be bad if they don't plan to take it themselves, but they're actually going to ban out the Ragnaros. They don't want to deal with his actual tower damage mitigation, I guess, if you want to put it like that. Molten Core is a good way to mitigate any sort of incoming damage onto a structure, and you actually can predict where some of the shots are going to be going. So, for example, the first Shrine phase is going to be top and mid. If you're the team that grabs the top one, it's going to shoot the top front gate / tower, and then it moves in accordance to whatever's the closest structure vertically. If there's, you know, if there's just one fort that's left later in the game, and it's a top lane, like if it's top lane fort and it's a top lane temple, it will take out the top lane fort and then it will jump to probably the top lane keep. Or if the top lane keep is more damage, it might jump to the mid one, because I think it does prioritize the more healthy structures when it does retarget to a different lane or a different structure grouping. That one I'm not 100% on, but I think that's actually how it works. Either way, we have a Blaze that will be banned out, so they don't want to deal with his AoE stun, because they are going to be grouped up quite a bit. With the Johanna, Greymane, Rhaegar, they're going to be quite grouped up, so they're looking to go ahead and grab a Sonya with an Arthas. I actually like this a ton. The Arthas will be a great way to mitigate the attack speed from Rhaegar as well as Greymane, and now they need to play around some sort of range damage. Hanzo is still up and available if they want to go into that, or they could go for like a Li Ming if they really wanted to on the side of Virtual Murky Slayers. They actually had a really good game on that Li Ming in the last one. I think they got pushed around a lot by the Malthael, and I don't think they have that coming in here. So something like a Li Ming wouldn't be a bad idea. And then I think the Chen would work great with the Greymane and the Rhaegar, giving you something to dive in as well. But it's actually going to be a Thrall, which is more sustained damage, allows them to have that kind of auto attack speed, and being able to also get the Chain Lightning poke value. But then you have Phoenix. So we're going to be going for, it's going to probably be Earthquake with Purification Salvo, because you get the damage increase from the slow targets from the Earthquake. And they're going to go for the Lucio to mitigate that big burst, in a sense, I guess you could say. I'll say burst. The Break It Down is going to be a good way to pause the team fight. So I'll be honest, I don't know who wins this game. Like, teams aside, names aside, you know, the way that I always look at all these drafts, I don't know who kind of comes out on top. There's a lot of, like, I can counterpoint myself constantly on these drafts, because the Arthas and the Sonya are going to be huge factors. Lucio post-town with Break It Down, that's going to be a great tool for them as well to mitigate a lot of this team fight damage, but you also have to look at the fact that if they can maybe take out the Lucio, or if Break It Down's off cooldown, what happens in this team fight when you actually have that Earthquake with the Purification Salve, and you have Greymane shredding through and Johanna grouping you up as well with the Condemn. Overall, like, I think this is going to be a real fun match for everyone at home. No mages for Virtual Murky Slayers. I was a little surprised by that too. These teams are unique, yes. Rhaegar and Greymane are awesome main heroes in Juice. When it hits the nearest fort remains, it hits... Okay, yeah, okay. That's what I thought, Zergy. Alrighty, whew. I constantly confuse names that sound alike. Yeah, I get that. Earthquaking Salvo can be countered by Break It Down. Exactly, yeah. Lucio and Arthas is a brutal pair. This isn't a team fight map. Why would you say that? Because the second temple phase is a singular phase. Wouldn't that be a big team fight moment? I feel like there's a lot of team fight moments, but there's also a lot of, you need to be able to fight on your own or split. And I think both these teams have good splits as well. Now, without the Abathur, early game fights are going to be interesting. I think they're going to try and capitalize as much as they can on the early game team fights. At least that's what I'd be doing if I was on the side of Virtual Murky Slayers, but let's go ahead and find out. On the left-hand side, Virtual Murky Slayers trying to take us to a game number 3 We got Sea Brisket going to be on the Phoenix. We have a Brewer 2 on the Rhaegar. Veggies will be on the Joanna, David on the Greymane, and Fake News Nate on the Thrall. A couple role swaps right over there as well. On the right-hand side, we got the members of ReGen Retro trying to close this out in a 2-0 fashion. Aaron's going to be on the Sonya. Meliodas is going to be on the Falstad. Splash on that Abathur. Deltron on the Lucio. And we have Arthas being played by Zammy. Let's go ahead and jump into our mid lane and check out some level 1s.
Do whatever it is you do.
This isn't a butt fight map. They're all butt fight maps. Alrighty, they get vision in top lane because that's how you win a game, obviously. No, I'm just kidding. Zammy and friends are just going to be set up in this bush for now. Let's actually, okay, I was about to say, let's get the vision right now, but they end up immediately getting sought, so it won't be happening. They did go into Frost Presence at level 1. We are going to be getting those stacks. So they have the 5, 10, and 20 stack points. That 20 stack value, once you get the full reward of that, it's so valuable. Being able to root on the line that you cast Howling Blast on, that you can really set up a team to capitalize on top of that, and we'll see if Sonya's going to be able to do something. I would expect this, since this is a lot of the damage for them, because most of the damage will be coming from the Sonya and the Falstad, in my opinion. I want Leap, but I think this is 100% Wrath of Berserker. At least, especially the way that Sonya is being played, where I think she's going to be doing her own thing for quite some time. This is definitely going to be a Wrath of Berserker game. You're going to be needing that extra damage, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it gives you cooldown reduction, but I believe it also gives you, you can gain Fury a little bit better or faster. Zammy's going to be in a bit of a rough spot right there, as they are able to back off. Shield Glare coming through the bush. That will be a couple members stealing away this camp. Virtual Murky Slayers coming out of the gates hot right there, invading onto the camp and grabbing their own. That's actually not an easy task. We have Thrall currently at 14 out of the 20 stacks necessary for Echo the Elements. We are a minute 39 into this game. That is very, very quick for a Thrall player. They're doing great rotations. They're going to open up bottom lane a little bit for themselves. Veggies will be backing off, and they're actually targeting a lot of... Yeah, I was going to say, like, Fake News Nate should be your target right there, but Zammy's in a bit of a rough spot. They're going to smack him with Maelstrom, and they're going to be able to find themselves first blood of the game over to the side of Virtual Murky Slayers. They are... I'd say they're on fire here. They're already stealing camps, they're getting kills, and they're going to be able to continue to add pressure, as top lane is going to be pushed up by Sonya, but Greymane will be grabbing a camp of their own. Thrall might be joining in to help clear this out a little bit faster, or Phoenix might be the one. Gives you 50% resistance to stuns and slows too. Thank you so much. BMS is hungry? I agree. They are very hungry. No, they hangry. No, they buttgry. Yes, butt spot. Oh god. Alright, we currently have Zammy Bars clearing out this mid lane. We've got the top lane objective as well as the mid lane opened up. Fake News Nate and a Brewer 2 are going to be clearing out this bottom lane a little bit. Throw one stack away. I just always, it's not the hardest thing to finish out, but at the same time, to be able to almost get like 3-4 waves to finish it out, that's pretty impressive. Because it's you have to basically, I think you have to get the kill onto them. Yeah, you have to kill the actual units with it. So it's just cool. It's one little thing to highlight, because it's good Thrall play, and it's always good to highlight those moments where someone can really show off how good they are on a hero. And as I say that, they're actually dealing quite a bit of damage to Meliodas. Greymane and a Brewer 2 are going to be on this top lane. We have the Joanna on this. They're actually getting so much value. And this is what I was talking about. See, mid lane is shooting into mid lane. Top lane is shooting into top, but meanwhile in top we actually have a fight that's breaking out. Phoenix is gonna have to blink right out of there. No one gonna be channeling top lane right now. Actually, Aaron does step back. David going for the razor swipe, and I think it was a bit of a bait to maybe get a Howling Blast out. This is going to be the I just wanted to say bird for some reason. We have the Falstad in that top lane doing as much work. Now here's a big thing to note as well. You can see that there's none of those symbols are activating, and then now that there's only one person or one specific player on there, it does turn blue or red. The reason being is that if there are one member if there's opposing sides, if it's contested, that's the easiest way to put it. If it's contested, there's no shots that fire. It just kind of illuminates and it's not going to shoot anything. But if there's only one person on it, there's that little bit of a charge for a couple seconds when you gain control, and then they end up, well, you can see what happens after that as they get themselves a fort in top lane 4 minutes in. Whew. Camp in bottom was bribed away. Falstead did, I believe, get some stacks on their, yeah, they use their wingman, so that's why they have the 10%, because it's 5% per minion you bribe, and now you don't need to bribe the whole camp to get the value. You actually, it's per minion, so you can bribe half a camp, get 10%, and then just kill the other half. It's not like Lost Vikings or Nova who have cooldown reduction, but you have to bribe the entire camp to actually get that cooldown reduction. You can't bribe one, kill the other, and then get 50% cooldown onto those camps. But those are the only two heroes in the game who have that unique ability to have that 50% cooldown when they use bribe. Other heroes get 10% lightning, or they have Brightwing, I believe, gets cooldown reduction on her phase shift. But it's not from the minions being killed. I believe you have to kill them in a specific way. I think you have to use your Dream Shot. Not Dream Shot. Arcane Flare. I say it and I feel like I'm wrong. But either way, chat will correct me. Chat always knows. 9 to 8 in levels. Let's actually go ahead and cycle through some of the other numbers once again, get an idea of what those look like. Sonya going to be grabbing Vision in the top lane area, so showing themselves a little bit right there. And while they do show, they say, cool, let's go ahead and push in through bottom. If we need our friendly member, we can just rotate our Grey Man in, but they know that there's no Abathur value coming in here outside of a hat for another level. And so pushing this advantage is working out for them, but Veggie's taking quite a bit of damage as Rhaegar tries to get the butt bite onto one. Lucio pushes off, Howling Blast coming through as well. Just really quickly curious, 13 out of the 20 stacks for that Howling Blast, so I believe at 10 you get extended range? I say these things and I always feel wrong or immediately afterwards. Of course, it's not going to show me the right one. Oh well. We'll check it later. Let's go ahead and see what Fake News Nate is in a bit of a rough spot. Actually, no, David's going to be here as well. Sammy Bar's taking quite a bit of damage. This is going to be Fake News Nate. Yeah, they try and make it out of there alive, but unfortunately they won't be able to. David got a decent amount of damage out. While they do see that fight is taking place, they're going to go ahead and rotate into bottom, but this is going to be a Brewer 2 and Veggies. Not the quickest clear onto a structure, but they do make sure that they got rid of the Mule from the Abathur, so they don't actually have that healing coming through. Role players, what's up? Thanks for coming by. A Fishy, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome from a Fishy stream. I hope you had a good time. If anyone could give a shout out to a Fishy, it would be very appreciated. Brightwing gets 1 stack per minion and 5 stacks per hero hit in the center flare. Thank you. Because I was like, yeah, I know it's around the Arcane Flare, but I couldn't remember specifically because I wasn't sure. I was like, did they just have to die around her, or just I think she had to use Arcane Flare. Blessed Shield was actually just thrown out right there and missed. That's going to be Purification Salvo coming out from the Phoenix. They're going to get a lot of value from that right there. Deltron taking a lot of damage, just have to pop the Break It Down. Takes full damage, then pops the Break It Down right at the end. It's a bit of a rough spot to be in as Brisket is looking to finalize the damage onto Meliodas, who gets the barrel roll through. They also have the Gust to force him away. Earthquake coming out from the Thrall. Really good Feral Spirit as well. Deltron gets the push off to the far side of the wall. Do they have a Chain Lightning for Deltron? Doesn't look like it. Falstad gets the fight right out of there, but that will be Arthas going down. Clone comes out. Splash does get that clone of Arthas. It gives a little bit of experience in favor for the members of Virtual Murky Slayers, but I believe this is going to be the boss call because Arthas is down and so is Clone. So this is one thing. So cooldown reduction at 5, range at 30, or range at 10, and then route along the path is going to be at 20 heroes. There we go. I knew I had it wrong for something. But that'll be boss for bottom lane. This is going to be the bottom temple, and this should be shooting bottom lane, keep front gate. It shouldn't be jumping over to mid. This is the one, this is the situation I was unsure about. So let's actually find out. It should just shoot bottom. Yeah, okay, it will prioritize the lane. I wasn't sure if it was kind of like the Immortal phase in Battlefield of Eternity, where the Immortal will prioritize the lane that is more well defended. So if one lane has a fort and the other one only has a keep, it'll go to the fort-based lane. So that was in this situation, it would have gone to the fort, but there isn't. And I was just, anyways, I'm talking in circles. We got bottom lane push coming in, and Virtual Murky Slayers are looking to rush through game number 2. We are 8 minutes in, and they are stepping up onto a keep. The entire temple phase is over. They've got double Siege Giants plus a boss through bottom lane. Let's actually pull away the talents because it is 13 to 12, and they have got game 3 in their eyes, and it is showing right now as they have the boss stepping up to the core. This is going to be the clone coming through. Good gust from the Falstad to push them in the corner. That's going to be salvo coming out from the Phoenix. No Break It Down for the next 75 seconds. Splash is going to be trying to step into the back line onto David to slow that attack speed. Ancestor Healing connects onto David. Core is falling rapidly. Wrath of Berserker used by the Sonya. This is going to be the core falling way too quickly, and we have Virtual Murky Slayers taking us to a game number 3. GG. Well played. I'm going to get water while we look at stats really quickly. So BRB. Alrighty. Let's show some talents. That was a quick game? Yeah, it was 9 minutes. Alright, let's pull it back to Bandit and I. Whew. Okay. Just finding out information really quickly. Let's also update the team score on the left side to reflect properly. Falstead's beard is very similar to Bahamut's. It's because they modeled it after me. That's why that new Karazim, not new, but the Karazim skin where he's like in boxing gloves and stuff. I got flown down to Anaheim, and they did mocap of my face. You have a founder's icon here? Yeah, dude, Murda, you've been a sub since like back in like Chair League days, I think. Yeah, I don't think did I have subs in Chair League day? I might have. Falstead Mutt? Yeah. Okay, I don't know why I clicked on my hero pool. I need to go to make a lobby. Boop, boop, boop. Let's get this person in here. Make this, go there, this, do, and then we need to update this to do that, and then it's gonna be that pick and that one. Okay. Woo. You knew it? Yeah. Day, hi. Did you have a good day back at work? Oh my god. My mouth is so dry. Like, that last game was just non-stop action. And I could not keep up with half of it. You're still my favorite caster. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Murda. I appreciate that, bud. I hope you're doing well. But we are getting players in here for game number 2, or excuse me, game number 3, and we'll see that. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was getting messages about the last game. Oh man, I didn't push enter here. Whoopsie. Sorry, I'm seeing stuff in the Elgato server and it just gives me a chuckle. Work was fine, but I hate going. But yeah, I'll be off in like half an hour. Nice. Are you streaming tonight, Day? Or are you just relaxing from the holiday week? Are you just enjoying your time off? We can actually resend this as well. Thank you, Fishy, for the raid earlier. Appreciate that. Sorry, but Doggo's best caster, riveting. Cap. Are you trying to say that my boy isn't a good caster? Come here, Bandit. Can you show off your casting skills? Come here. You got to show off. The role players wants to see your casting skills. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come say hi. Come say hi. Look at this. Look at this casting skill. You want a treat? Yeah. Do you want these? Do you want these? Can I have a high five? He's just like, just here. Hey. Whatever. Here you go, bud. Take it. Good boy. Look at you, so gentle. People come for the Baja, but stay for the Bandit? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no joke, my lurk command is hey, I like you, but I like your dog better. Essentially. I haven't decided. I might stream and play games, but I just might be lazy. My heart and soul. There you go, yeah. He is perfect. He's so good. He never has dyslexia and confuses the team names around. No, you don't, because you're a good boy. Yes, you are. He's unsure if he wants to get something or if he just wants to lay down. Look at that commentary. Yeah, exactly. Flawless. Good boy. Look, just flawless casting. Boop. No wonder teams weren't joining. We didn't have the right map. I misread. Okay, we're good. Sorry, I'm fixing things really quickly, everybody. I broke it. Okay, I fixed it. Better high five than most little kids can do. Eat that. That's me every time. Do I want to eat or do I want to lay down? Exactly. That's me every time. Do I eat or want to lay butt? Buttspot TOS. Let's get Zammy in here. Invite to game. All right. Yeah, Buttspot is a interesting. All right. We're hydrated. We got water. Okay, cool. We're good. Get my Twitch link and teams are. Well, while we wait here for the teams to let us know if we're ready, thank you once again for hanging out. If you're new to the stream, I highly encourage you to hit that follow button so that way you know we can go live. I do a lot of casting, typically Monday through Thursday. But if you follow here, you can know if we go live on a weekend day or something. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to start doing weekend days. We might in the spring when snowboarding season calms down or starts to, go away a little bit, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet how I want to do things. But we have the readies from the teams, so good luck, have fun. Let's see how this is going to go. Give him a spooky worm, and let's hit the start button. All right, everyone. I hope you're ready for this. Let's go ahead and get into game number 3. We are going to be heading to
Dragonshire.
Welcome to Dragonshire. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Virtual Murky Slayers, and on the right, it is going to be ReGen Retro. This is going to be a Division A matchup for the Nexus Gaming Series, and we are in game number 3, which will determine who will be taking the win here, as well as some points, and move up in the round-robin bracket. My name is Bahamut, and we have a wonderful draft that already has taken place. Or not draft, excuse me, map bans and choices that have taken place. So the home team this evening is going to be Virtual Murky Slayers. They are going to win the coin flip, opting for first pick priority in game number 1. Tomb of the Spider Queen and Cursed Hollow were banned out by them. ReGen Retro went ahead and banned out Battlefield of Eternity and Braxis Holdout. ReGen Retro picked Volskaya Foundry as map number 1. They won that. The members of Virtual Murky Slayers opted for first pick priority in game number 2, so ReGen Retro decided to take us to Sky Temple. The members of Virtual Murky Slayers won that game, so now we are here in game number 3, where the members of ReGen Retro as the losing team opted for first pick priority, meaning that map pick goes over to Virtual Murky Slayers, so they have chosen to take us to Dragonshire. Let's go ahead and get back into the draft and find out what we get ban-wise. Greymane will be banned out. They don't want to see them on that Greymane whatsoever again, and it makes sense, but Deathwing is still up and available. Do we actually have the Deathwing to be banned out? Oh man, coffee just got me backwards. I'm falling asleep. Wait, what? Coffee got me backwards? If you don't want Buttspot to like affect your sentences, I believe there's a command that tells it not to. If you type !bot, I think that gives you all the commands for Buttspot. I can't remember how I set it up specifically, but that's going to be an Ariel first pick as she was banned out consistently. The members of ReGen Retro are going to first pick that right there. All right, Rexar was banned out, as well as the Stuka or the Simur on the left-hand side, Greymane and Deathwing on the right. Sylvanas is up and available if they want to go for that early. On Dragonshire, it's another push-heavy map, so you can definitely get a lot of value from her. But they're going to go for the Joanna, which makes a lot of sense as a main tank. You're going to be able to anchor very well for them. Actually, a Sally Whitemane is going to be jumping on into this game. Sally Thighmane, if you will. Is going to be... it's an odd one. I honestly never see more butts. Okay. I gotta find a second butt spot then. I don't see Whitemane games ever. So this is going to be interesting for all of us. Coffee almost lulls me to sleep. Just not this hard? That's weird. That's super weird. Sylvanas and ETC will be grabbed here on the right-hand side. Sorry, I'm just trying to get a little bit lower because my arms were kind of like... I was sitting awkwardly on my desk. Anyways, Ariel, Sylvanas, ETC on the right. Trying trying to like put together this. I'm trying to put this together. I'm just not sure. Like, where's the blow up and everything with the ETC? Or is the ETC going to be played in the global fashion? We do have a Malthael being banned out here as well, coming out from the members of Virtual Murky Slayers. ReGen Retro, what are you thinking here? We have Joanna Whitemane coming out from them. Baja's head is like half a butt. But it's not squishy and soft. I'm like my head's like a firm butt cheek. That's a good one for you, Kaleo. I said it and I was like, crap. All right, let's actually get into our draft here. We have a Hanzo being banned out as well. They don't want to deal with his poke potential as well as any sort of interrupt. That might be a good way to interrupt a mosh pit from the ETC right there. Vala, and ooh, this is looking like it's a hyper carry on a Vala right now because they still need a solo lane because that Zarya is going to be with the Vala the entire time. I think we're looking at another Chen for top lane. Maybe that's probably why we saw the Malthael being banned out. Greymaine's banned out as well, so it's not like there's a cursed bullet to be thrown in there. Something like an Imperious would actually be pretty impactful as well. They could go into a Thrall if they wanted to. Jaina's not a horrible idea for a mage as well. It pairs with the ETC with Ring of Frost or even the Water Elemental for sustained damage. Okay. They're actually going to grab the Thrall and going to be grabbing the Chen as well. This is interesting. This is very interesting. Doesn't Virtual Murky Slayers have a really good Zarya? I don't know. I have no idea. Monkus living 5 minutes in the future.
By fire, be purged.
Ragnaros will be the pickup here. Okay. Ragnaros was banned out in the last game, so I'm wondering if there's something we don't know. Something they know on the side of ReGen Retro that we don't. He can read minds. I think Brew and Veggies will swap. Yeah, there's no way Brew is going to be on the Joanna. Brew has not been playing main tank. Veggies I know from just personal interaction. Like, I know Veggies as a main tank player. I don't think I've actually seen them off of a main tank before. What you sniffing at there, bud? There's a bark box right there that he really wants. We're gonna open that next week. Like, you can, like, it's right on the edge of that right on the edge of that corner right there. It's like right there is the bark box, and we're gonna open up that next week for him. We're gonna do a replay day at some point, and we're gonna throw that in there somewhere. Either way, there you go, Kaleo. I'm glad I was coming out of Lurk. Of Lurk to post this. I say things on stream and I realize it like way afterwards. Rag loses top 100%. What if Rag has a Zarya the entire time? I doubt it. I absolutely doubt that. Veggies plays Ghoul Dance sometimes? Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I've only ever seen them on main tank position, so I don't know. Mine always knows when it's bark. Yeah, exactly. I think he knows too, but he's just a good boy. He's just a really good boy. Like, if he was like my neighbor's dog Copper, he probably would have ripped open the box already. Let's get into the game. On the left-hand side, Virtual Murky Slayers. We got David on the Ragnaros. C Brisket is going to be on the Whitemane. Brewer 2 is going to be on the Zarya. Fake News Nate will be on the Vala, and Veggies will be on the Joanna. On the right-hand side, we got the members of ReGen Retro. Aaron is going to be on the Chen. We have Meliodas going to be on that Thrall. We've got Splash on the Sylvanas, Zambibars on that ETC, and Deltron on the Ariel. Let's get into mid lane and see what happens here. IDK, why it takes you so long, I realize it right away. What's up, Ghost? How you doing, bud? I'm judging your Ragnaros play harshly. She won't rest until we open? Oh my god. Vanish just like, he's just a good boy, but he's also so nervous, so I think that's what stops him from being like an aggressive-ish dog, if you know what I mean. Like, not aggressive as in like mean, but just like forceful. Like, Copper is a, he's a jerk sometimes. Like, he's just a butthole sometimes. Anyways, You know what I'm talking about. They're adorable, but at the same time, Copper just pushes it constantly. Anyways, we got David in top lane versus Aaron, so we're going to be seeing this Chen matchup. We'll do our best to keep an eye on that as the game does progress, but right now I think the fun is going to be in this bottom lane to mid lane rotations with this 4 grouping. Now, double support is a healer and a support is a very tough composition to go into, especially when you only have just a healer yourself. Sylvanas is actually making rotation to mid. David is going to get picked off as they made 2... visual, I don't know, like they must have just seen the rotation happening, and while they rotated into mid, the members of ReGen Retro capitalized on the Vala that was left all alone, so now they're going to be looking to just rotate back into bottom lane, but they're slowly being whittled down. For a team that was so aggressive in game number 2 to go and be, I wouldn't say this passive, but to go into this kind of hyper carry on the Vala, it's interesting to me. Zarya is actually going to be in the top lane right now as Whitemane comes in with the Ragnaros. We have Fake News Nate coming in here as well. This is a lot of the members getting low on the side of Virtual Murky Slayers. Zammy Bars is getting low as well. That's going to be the kill onto ETC, so they do find one themselves. Meliodas is very low. There's going to be a Shifting Meteor that does not get them, so the Meatball will not be cooking that Thrall. Top lane is going to be held over by Chen as Ragnaros is going to be rotating back up there. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, we currently have a couple members pushing this out, making sure that they're going to be holding this so no one's able to get the Dragonite in mid lane. Currently going to be having Joanna with the quickest clear, going to be clearing out the camp right there. Not too high when it comes to her mana bar, so she can actually get tapped well for that. But they need to make sure that they hold this over. Actually, going to be doing some double soak. This is actually huge for them too. Making sure they're not going to fall behind in experience, because right now there's a solid level lead that's already formed in favor for the members of ReGen Retro. As you can already also see that a couple kills yield not a whole lot of experience. I mean, 1 kill is more than half of what ReGen Retro picked up earlier in the game. So it's always good to kind of show where the experience is coming from and stuff like that, so you can get an idea in your own games. Power Slide to follow up the whip from Ariel. I could not think of it right there. It's gonna drive me nuts. I'm sorry, chat. I can't remember it. Hold on. Detainment Strike. There we go. I didn't have to look. I didn't have to cheat. But the Detainment Strike was actually really, really good. And the follow-up from Zammy Bars, that's a really good 1-2 punch. And then you have a lot of damage from the Thrall coming in there as well, or the Sylvanas. Camp is now pushing in through bottom. They've got availability for a Dragonite, but Joanna's in mid lane anchoring and making sure that that's not going to be the case just yet. We can actually go ahead and pull back to our regular towns so we can see what those look like. Sylvanas did not go into Unfurling Shadows at level 1, so she is going to be getting, I believe it's percentage-based damage from her black arrows, right? Might of the Banshee Queen. Withering Fire increases attack speed, spell power. Oh, it's attack speed and spell power, sorry. I was thinking of, I think it's the other one? I think there's a different one that actually gives you percentage-based damage. Either way, 6 and 6. About to see 7 talent here on both of these sides. Meliodas is going to be forced back out of the bottom lane. Zammy Bars is going to be considering to join in here, and I think they will actually. Fake News Nate, they're angling. They're trying to find that posture on a Fake News Nate. Another Detainment Strike, and the reason they're also stepping up for those specifically is because they have that repeated defense at level 4, which allows them to have the increased knockback range, and once you finish that out, you get increased damage, and that extra 100 damage, I believe it is a really, really good tool just to be able to amplify your poke potential, as well as maybe even some setup into a potential kill. Ragnaros looks like I think they're doing double soak between mid and bottom. Or excuse me, mid and top as they just get back into top lane. Top lane seems like they're just going to be, I wouldn't say forfeiting it, but just holding back and trying to be aggressive. Really good, just follows up consistently on these Detainment Strikes. Zammy Bars was able to get the power slide, and there was also the Frost Wolf from Meliodas as well, just to get that root so they could follow up with them. But either way, Ragnaros does finish out the Sulfurous Hungers at level 1, but of course the moment I move away from it, Zarya does go down in the bottom lane. So there you go, just what you get the damage-wise from Sulfurous Hungers. Now they have a potential for a Dragonite, and this is just Joanna for the defense in this mid lane. We can actually cycle through some of the other numbers now and get an idea of what those look like before 10 Talent Tier gets in here. Looks like they were able to cancel out bottom lane. Chen going to be holding over top. Thrall going to be just fine. It's 1 to 4 in kills. They're looking to make that 5, as this is a lot of damage onto the Vala, but it was actually the Whitemane they were going for, and she's going to take a little bit of a dirt nap on Dragonshire as they end up getting the bottom lane channel. Not yet, apparently not. They're going to go ahead and chase on into a couple members, or actually steal away the siege camp on the side of ReGen Retro. And I'll be honest, looking at game number 2 in comparison to game number 3 from the side of Virtual Murky Slayers, it seems like they're just a little, not like shook or anything, it's just discombobulated. Like their communication doesn't seem as on point as the last game. And I don't think it's the comp specifically, because I think Ragnaros is doing a great job of just rotating around, not trying to stagger out any more deaths or anything like that, but just getting more experience for the friendly team and closing this gap consistently. I mean, it's 1 to 5 in kills, and there's a quarter level difference between these two teams. That's not an easy task, so they're doing a great job of making sure that they're capitalizing on the missing experience that ReGen Retro is missing, because they're chasing around some of these kills. Good vault away from Zamibars. That was a great detainment strike as well coming out from Deltron. Brewer 2 are going to be making the far rotation here, but they're putting themselves into this tight corridor, and this is where ETC gets a lot of value, but Brewer 2 is just going to take him on a small adventure. Sundering comes out from the Thrall. I don't think that, oh my god, the Graviton Surge was picked up, and I think that might save them. Sylvanas was stepping up. That's going to be the Blessed Shield as well. Condemn coming out from the Joanna. They find the kill on Sylvanas, and now they're looking to turn this around. Fake News Nate vaults forward. That's going to be the Rain of Vengeance as well. Deltron taking a lot of damage, does get through the gate with some 80 health. The particle grenade from Zarya was just shy right there. They get the interrupt on Zamibar, hearthing back. Ragnaros is still in top lane. Sylvanas can be revived. That's why you're seeing that glowing figure over there, because the Resurrect is up and available. Let's jump into the top lane as the Sulfurous Smash comes out just as they get the Storm, Earth, and Fire, and David is trying their best to survive through this. They're throwing out as much damage as possible, and that was real close, but they're going to have to hearth back. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, we are going to be seeing the Scarlet Aegis coming out from the white main, but they end up backing off. Now, I wonder if they actually go into the upgrade, Divine Reckoning, not Scarlet Aegis. I believe Scarlet Aegis is the other one that she has. But there's the upgrade at level 20 actually pulls the enemy members towards the center of it, so I wonder if they utilize that. Great use of the Rain of Vengeance from Vala to stop the ETC from aggressing further, but that's going to be a Graviton Surge once again, going to be pulling in Zamibars. They have a Mosh Pit coming out, Sundering to knock them to the side, and so many members are still stuck inside the Mosh Pit. Brewer 2 throws the shield on themselves as well as one onto the Joanna right there, but they end up going down, and they're chasing on in. ReGen Retro is just cleaning up through bottom lane. Meanwhile, Ragnaros did get a camp for top lane, and they can try and grab the top lane channel, so at least they're denying the Dragonite for a little bit, but whew, the back and forth we just had. Holy crap. I gotta catch my breath. That was just a non-stop fight for like 3 minutes. That Chen is me drinking water. It's actually 250 bonus damage. I was thinking of the Hanzo. Hanzo's level 1 only gives 100, so my mistake on that, if anyone said anything in chat. It looks like chat was moving pretty quickly since the last fight. Either way, Thrall will be finishing out the Echo of the Elements from level 1. Zamibar going to be hearthing back. Divine Reckoning coming out, because it does do a little bit of structure damage. You can see it right there, just kind of whittling down that front gate. Chen going to be in the top lane, clearing out the wave that was coming into them. They got a couple members in this bottom lane, so they see this. They see this happening. David just needs to stall it a couple times. You can channel the Dragonite faster than you can channel the points. If, obviously, like, if someone goes to channel the Dragonite, as someone steps upon one of these points, you'll be able to channel the Dragonite before someone channels one of these points. So it's one of those things in your own games, just be wary of. If you're trying to cancel it out, you might need that delay onto someone. But look at this invade. David being thrown around. Graviton Surge once again going to be thrown out, but a Brewer 2 not going to be able to have anyone to capitalize. I think that was more or less just to keep themselves safe. Ooh, this ETC is running into the enemy team, but their friends are not too far away either. It's 13s up on both sides. We can actually go ahead and take a peek at those 13s, and when we maybe hit the 14 talent here, we'll cycle through the numbers once again, because it's been a big back and forth. It's 3 to 9 in kills. If only the members of Virtual Murky Slayers could get 3 more kills, so we could have just one more meme for the night. That's a lot of damage just into Sylvanas, and they're looking to potentially solidify a kill, but they end up getting away with some 200 health. Deltron comes over with a little bit of a healing for them as well. Huge mosh pit. There's going to be the Wailing Arrow behind that. There's also going to be the Centering from the Thrall. This is just everything being used, but right now this is White Mane going to be the first one to go down. Brewer 2 is trying to make their way out of here. It has a self-shield. They're going to step up into the back line of this enemy team, but it doesn't solidify a kill for them. Zamibar is looking to try and grab the first Dragonite of the game. Power slides out. No one's going to be able to capitalize capitalize on a counter channel onto this, or you know, stop the channel through bottom, but they're forcing them back pretty effectively on the side of Virtual Murky Slayers as Aaron kicks out onto Fake News Nate. Needs to get out of there, gets the blast wave as well. Splash a little bit low, but still getting some healing out from Deltron. And I think Aaron should be able to get this. There's probably one more. Oh, they attempted it, but that's risky. Veggies, can you get out alive is the question. They end up going down, and that's going to be Joanna down, Ragnaros as well. And that will be Dragonite. First one of the game, 10 minutes in, moving in through mid lane, and this is definitely a fort going down. I don't think they continue for a keep. Realistically, if I was playing this Dragonite, I would get the fort in mid and then rotate to bottom and capitalize on a double structure Dragonite phase. But seems like they're going to rotate to top and try and make the solo lane even easier. Someone in chat was saying that Ragnaros into Chen is going to be a rough go, and it has definitely seemed that way. It doesn't seem like Ragnaros has really had much advantage in the lane. I say this as there's a huge wave right there, but still, this is just going to make Ragnaros' life insanely harder in this solo lane matchup. Kick goes out onto one. Seabrisket's far from the friendly team, but there's not a whole lot around them. Well, actually, no, ETC's there. I said that there wasn't a lot, but dang, did they make it work. That's going to be a huge Graviton Surge. They find a Thrall kill. Still 16 talent here up. Thrall's going to be resurrecting in the next couple seconds here from the resurrection from Ariel, so they're going to be back into this fight. This is a bit of a risky spot as Fake News Nate is trying to put the damage onto Deltron. Sammy Bars does go down. Aaron is going to be getting picked off as well. And for somehow, not for some, but somehow, some way, the members of Virtual Murky Slayers are clawing their way back into this game right now. Resurrection's not up for the next 60 seconds, so you're just going to be seeing those kind of glowing off to the side of our screen. But while they have the advantage, they might as well use it and steal away this camp. Splash is coming in with a Wailing Arrow. This is a lot of damage onto the Vala, who ends up going down. David's so very low as well. Can they actually survive? They won't. Meliodas and friends are cleaning up, and they're going to say, Veggies and friends, thank you so much for the free camp. We're glad you did all the work for us, and they end up turning that around. That is not what I expected. I actually thought that they would be able to grab that, but might have been too advantageous coming out from Virtual Murky Slayers, and they are going to be losing that camp as well as more experience. And I believe I meant to offer you all up some other talents to see, so let's go ahead and cycle through those once again. I believe there was just fight after fight that kept breaking out, so we'll see the 16 talents here after we get through all of these, and once everyone's back up and alive and, well, defending, because this is definitely a defensive game on the side of Virtual Murky Slayers here. Res is broken, changed my mind. When a hero goes from 25% priority, I don't know, that like, when a hero goes from a very low percent priority, like Ariel was niche at best. Like, I would see her here and there, like maybe on like Infernal Shrines, there's a lot of good Detainment Strike areas, maybe here, but not too often. And then to go to basically being first pick, first ban material, that's wild to me. That is so wild to me. But hey, we'll see how it works out. I mean, we could be seeing a patch next week that completely says like, all right, we realized it was a test, but we realized, all right, maybe we need to change this up a little bit. We do get the bottom lane siege coming in. ReGen Retro's trying to open this up a little bit further for themselves. Joanna is in top lane, did Hearth back as well, so this is going to stall out any sort of Dragonite potential for the enemy's side. But they don't really care about the Dragonite right now. They're looking to push in through bottom lane and maybe even get a keep right now. This is going to be the Divine Reckoning coming out. Gets a little bit of an AoE damage out there as well. Graviton Surge will be coming through, but Power Slide from the ETC will get them right out of there. Oh, Chen is going to be kicking in with the Storm Within Fire. That's going to be a... They have Mosh Pit up and available. Ragnaros is going to get a huge swipe out of them. Molden's... Oh my god. Sulfurous Smash coming through as well. But Zammy Bars, I think, is going to sidestep all of it. And they end up living through all this and still getting the Vala kill. This is... And keep in mind, they have Resurrect up and available too. So if they lose one here, it's not that big of a deal for them. She was first pick material pre-res, but she's first ban material now. I, honest to God, like, I did not see her as much as I see her now. That's my whole point. That's really about it. Like, before she had her changes, it was pretty much your Stukov, Ana, and Anduin. Like, I would say those are your top three that you would constantly see within the bans and the actual pick phases. Ariel would pop up much like Alexstrasza, depending on the players themselves as well as just the map as well. So I went from seeing her on like a couple maps here and there to basically every single map unless she's banned, that's what I'm saying, is just that's the most wild part to me. Power slide from the ETC coming through. Fake news Nate going to be taking a lot of damage. There's going to be a Graviton Surge to pull back one. This is going to be the Thrall throwing out a Sundering during all of that. Veggie's trying to pull them in with the Condemn. And they're looking just fine right now on this champ, but this is 20 talent here also up in favor for our red team, right? ReGen Retro on the back foot, and oddly enough, I would have expected them to turn this around, but the Sulfurous Smash smashes right into them, and that's going to be a 4. Well, White Mane walks into it, so that's going to be a 5-person mosh pit coming out in favor for the members of ReGen Retro. And White Mane is going to get, actually, excuse me, Fake News Nate is going to get pushed in right there. White Mane is going to be now caught out by the enemy team. Tamer Strike puts him on the friendly side of this, but Seabrisket going to get picked off, and this is going to be Veggie's backing out right there as 4 members have gone down. That mosh pit, absolutely wild, but they have Chen in mid. Dragonite is channelable once ETC finishes that. Chen realizes it and steps right back onto this, or steps up to this, and they'll be able to get the channel right there. Something about someone's husband.
Comes for you.
And then let's see what they use for this Dragonite. Do they go through bottom lane to end it? That's the big question. Ooh. Bottom lane keep is going to be going down. Ragnaros is up in 1 second, so they should have Molten Core form. Let's actually pull away the talents right now because we won't be seeing, I don't think we'll see 20s here if they're trying to end. Veggie's in a bit of a rough spot. Iron Skin was used, a Tamer Strike was used as well against that. That's going to be Ragnaros trying to whittle down a couple of these members, but they need to be careful of their core health. It's falling rapidly, and this Dragonite hits pretty hard at this point, hitting for 405 in auto, and this is, I don't think they're going to be able to make it out. Thrall goes down, Rez is up and available as well, and that will be game number 3 going over to the side of ReGen Retro. GG. Well played. I see what you did there. What's up, dude? Godly Mosh? Wild Mosh. My husband is dead. Yeah. All right, let me see if one of the ReGen players wants to do an interview. Okay. Well, don't go anywhere. We're going to host over someone in just a second. We also have an interview with one of the ReGen players, so don't go anywhere. We got that, and then I'll also let you all know what's going to be happening stream-wise over the next couple days and into next week as well. While we're waiting for them, I hope you did enjoy the stream. If you are kind of rolling out before that, I understand. But if you haven't already and you did enjoy the stream, please go ahead and hit that follow button. You can know when I go live. You can know, well, you can watch a lot more Heroes of the Storm action. That's the big thing. That's the big thing. You can see more Bandit. Follow to see more Bandit. There you go. That's going to be my new plug. It's just, that's why you should follow the channel, to see Bandit. Because, I mean, look at the boy. Look at how good he is. Look at how good he is. All right, we'll see. We'll see if they want to do it. See if we can get them in here. Because I know they were having connectivity issues with the NGS server, but we'll see. I told them to come to lobby 1. That's the pickup line, Baja? Yeah, come for Bandit. Stay for Bandit. It's going to be my new stream channel motto thingy. But at this time, we are going to be joined by Zammy. How are you doing? Congratulations on your 2-1 victory. Oh, they might be still muted due to server issues. I don't know why are they muted. They have the captain's role. There they are.
Hello?
Hello. Congratulations on your 2-1 victory. How you feeling there?
Oh my god, man. I am feeling like $1,000,000. We did that. We went in there. We had a plan. The second time the plan didn't work, but the third time, ooh.
Let's talk about game number 2. What was it that really started to pull it away for? Because that was a 9-minute game. Like, what was it that did it for the members of Virtual Murky Slayers?
Honestly, man, I think that, I mean, they had control of our Siege Giants. Like, they had complete control over that through the duration of the game. And that was a pretty big issue. Like, they definitely exploited our weakness, which is that early game. And we didn't want to take a 3v4 a lot of the times. And yeah, I think honestly that was huge because it prepped the bot lane, and then we had one death, and they were able to take bot lane at like 3 or 4 minutes, and that was huge.
They actually, yeah, like it was wild how effective they were consistently throughout that game. But then going into game number 3, was it like, let's talk about the actual, you guys brought it back, which is difficult because losing a game in 9 minutes definitely is tilting. What do you guys talk this out, or are you just like, all right, we know our mistakes, it doesn't matter, let's just play a new game in game 3? Can you talk about the strategy going into that?
Honestly, man, yeah, the headspace is a huge issue. After that game, comms were a little quiet, but like we just said, you know, like, all right, you know, like it's another game. They exploited our weakness. Like that was it. Our plan didn't work, but I mean, we've been here before, and we can do this. And yeah, I mean, I think our team really, we're good getting back up onto our feet. You know, coming off a hard loss, and we've done it before. And yeah, we'll do it again, but we'd prefer to stomp.
Well, that was such an entertaining game. It was it's such a fun best of 3 series. Before I let you run out of here, are there any shout outs that you like to give? The floor is all yours.
Yes, please. Definitely got to shout out Murda. He's been huge for us. He's always there. I really appreciate him. All of the ReGen staff, man, they're huge. Just giving us the space and being there for us. NGS staff, 100%. Gotta thank them. Sometimes I wonder, man, if I had the extra time to manage like a whole online event, would I? And I was like, no, but thank God we have NGS to do that. And after that, I gotta shout out the enemy team for an amazing game, really competitive, as well as ReGen Retro. I love these guys. They can sort of be a handful, but they're huge, man. And our new additions, Meliodas and Splash, they've been great. And Deltron's been super solid on healing. And Aaron, you know, he brings the solo lane, man. And yeah, it's just a nice, big, happy family, and I really appreciate them.
I thought about making that joke all stream, and I was like, no, that's that low-hanging fruit. But yeah. No, thank you for doing it for me.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the thing was that, like, Arrow casted us our first game, and he called him Aaron the entire time. So, yeah, it's become a little bit of an inside, you know?
Aaron! Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you.
Appreciate you casting too, man.
Thank you so much for the interview. Thank you so much for the games. I look forward to seeing you all further down in season 8 of NGS. But congratulations on your 2-1 victory, and enjoy your celebration.